Love, light, greetings, gratitude, blessings and blessings, Ascension Star family. My divinity to yours. Welcome if you're new, and welcome back if you're returning. Thank you for all your love and light, your support, your appreciation, your participation, your hearted comments. Of course, importantly, is our uniting light. Collectively, committedly, dedicatedly, remotely, individually. I ask you please to join me in prayer for peace on earth. Divine Spirit, Mother, Father of light, of all that is, of creation, of divine invention, innovation, and deserving manifestation. We invite your energy, essence, and presence to grace us with your divine embrace as we heartedly meet and greet in your cosmic seat. You connect and protect me, our Ascension portal, and our Ascension family, with all the Ascension portals on the planet that are being created at this time, individually and collectively, personalized for us to access with your light, through your light, for the greater and higher purpose of the collective of humanity and all kingdoms of earth, including earth herself. We continue to hold a vision with the highest intention, the possibility of prosperity, victory, to bring about a world that is filled with love and kindness, fairness, justness, where light will flow in the fields, in the air, the water, the ether, and we will breathe the highest vibration that will awaken and shaken us to our fullest potential. And we spread this love and share this love with all on earth, all our beautiful children and women, our men, our fauna and flora, our crystal kingdoms, elementals, and all other divine species that coexist harmoniously with us at this time. We are ever so grateful and thankful, and so it is. We may have a soul message for our family listening. Thank you. Am I ready to let go of this buried shame? Feels like I've seen this card before. The feeling of shame is the lowest frequency there is. When you live in shame, you live in darkness. What part of you is ready to stand in the light? Is there any shame from a past experience that is ready to be healed? The soul action is heal the shame by giving it a name. Bring it to the light and let it be seen, heard, and healed. It's revival season. Replace the shame with your soul's truth. Fill in the blank. My soul's truth is. So you being asked to do some forensics, to inspect and to dissect, to deal and heal the blame of shame. And when we do that, we are fully lighted and overlighted. Thank you, Spirit. And a blessing, please. The blessing for good work, number 18. Significant to some of us, or if we reduce that, it is a 9. But 18 still very much in the numeric sequence that can run into a birth date or many more familiar numbers in our path, in our life, our door number, vehicle registration number, a password, etc. Nonetheless, a blessing for good work. So whatever you are doing that is good, working for the higher, the greater, the lighter, the brighter, the diviner, the finer aspects of yourself, your family, the collective, you are receiving a blessing of gratitude for your good work. Shining your light is good work. Spreading love is good work. Being happy and joyous is good work. Because remember, when we do things for ourselves, it does not stay there. Energy is constant, it is moving, it is flowing, and it will always be showing in many ways. And what you wanted to do is flow and show with glow. So the light that you feel in yourself, or the emotions you feel, whatever you do unto self, is what you spread out to the collective. So if you are angry at this time, then you are spreading anger, diminishing light of the collective and into the collective. If you are happy and doing good, feeling good, being good, eating good, speaking good, then you emanate that constantly, consistently, continuously into the collective. And that is how we raise the collective vibration. It's no good saying, I want the change, I want to feel better, and you do the opposite of that, myself included. Right, so my reading today is on Prince George, but before I begin, our vibration is the 7th as a collective. 7/10/2024, 16 becomes 7. Chariot in the major arcana, an energy of advancement, movement, action, travel, direction, relocation, of course, making the choices to change your personal direction, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Perhaps some of you are relocating, you are migrating or immigrating, or you leveling up. You are trying to make a choice, a decision, the direction you need to take, the path you wish to be on, who you want to meet on that path, who you want to share life with or experience with. So it's all about the weighing of a choice, of advancing, progressing. And you've got to be passionate about it. You cannot make a change if it is to your detriment or to another's detriment. Changes that we make should ultimately be a movement or progression for advancement, for betterment, onward, upward, forward. Right, so I see a 9 minutes, so symbolic of that 18 becoming the 9. But I'm reading on Prince George. In a previous reading that I've done, or previous reading to that, could be, I know I did a birthday reading which showed his energy not looking too positive in a new birth cycle of his in the coming weeks up to months, but not everything will play out publicly. A lot will be personal, private, and very much inner. So I want to evaluate his energy today. I have been thinking about him recently, and of course, a beautiful member of our family have also brought a message to me privately, addressing Prince George as well. So I've been feeling that that is also a push or a nudge to say, let's do a reading, let's find out and work with him. He is the future of the royal family, in line of succession. He is being groomed or will be groomed for that role in the coming. And of course, it is not easy on a very young body, given that there are not too many external support mechanisms that feel nurturing at this time for him, and everything that will come will be cold and calculated and plotted and planned and very strategized and almost robotic and mechanical in its expression, and not emotional and personal and maternal and beautifully divine. So that is my area of concern. So we will ask Spirit of Light to bring in his energy. And I must apologize, I have not selected a deck for him, but I have now. So very much a blank slate that he begins with. And I see that the Chariot card had already given itself. And at the bottom is the Seven of Pentacles. So very much a movement taking place, a transition for him. And with both the horses looking in a familiar direction, still going forward, none having rooted completely to one side, except the left one shows a bit of movement to the left, right? They're not very far spread apart, they still touch in body. So he's still at a safe space, he's still very much childlike, but there is the incoming message from Spirit to tell us, right, that we need to be cautious. We need to be prepared for his journey. He needs to be prepared for his journey ahead, because it will branch, and there is slight introductions or mild introductions in how he will separate from the pack, the herd, the flock, the family, and become more isolated. But for now, there's still innocence and purity to a certain level. And we've got 2 sevens and a 7 of the collective vibration of the date, matching the 7 of the actual date. So our 7s are playing up. 7th chakra, mind, right? Righteousness, consciousness. So his mind is now undergoing a change, a metamorphosis of a very slight and mild kind, right? Investment, he is the future, the investment. So he is being worked on and will be worked on. But again, fortunately, he has the divine watching over him, where he's being prepared. The rules will be laid down. Things will be put in perspective, and he will now be given the little trials and tribulations and the tests and the assignment to see how well he's able to pick on that, or handle it, or manage it, or use his perception and intuition, or possibly his take on how he will cope with it. Right, so having said all of that, I have got the 5 of Cups. My question was, how is he feeling at this time? His genuine energy. What is his state of being at this time? and I have the 5 of Cups. So he is not a chirpy, happy boy at this time. And the card that also fell out, which I only saw now, is the 3 of Swords. Right, so he's not in a happy space still. Give us more on his state of being, Spirit. The 4 of Wands. And what we do have is the 6 of Swords and the Devil card. So what it looks like, King and Queen of Wands. So it looks as if, yes, he's very much part of a family, and they want to keep it as wholesome and together as possible, to keep the joy and the happiness, to allow him to thrive at home still. But the time will arrive where he will be relocated, and that's what he's worried about, is the movement, the transition to possibly a private school or a boarding school, and other changes that will come. With the Devil card, he will be pushed in a situation where he won't have an option or a choice, but he'll have to go with it. Right? The 3 of Wands is showing that time when he will have to turn into a big boy, become a big boy, and say, yes, I've got to do this. I've no choice but to do it. He will now be looked upon as the next leader. So if I did it, and Grandpa did it, and Great-Grandpa did it, you know, you've got to do it. You've got to show yourself and brave the storm. You've got to cross that ocean, go over the bridge, and get onto the rough waters and navigate. And when you come out of it, of course, you will be something wonderful and bright, and everybody is standing there saying, yes, yes, the Queen of Wands, the King of Wands, meaning the elder family members and his mentors. Yes, you can do it. It's possible. So he doesn't want to do that. His heart doesn't want. He's feeling apprehensive, and he doesn't want the separation. And the reassurance that he's looking for, he's not feeling satisfied with receiving it. Right? Tower. So this is going to be a very big and a sudden shift for him that could not go down very well. And we've seen it before. Unexpected, sudden stress and difficulty and challenge that he will be facing and dealing with. And it is still there. I don't think it's fully manifest yet, but it's coming in this new cycle of his, that he will have to face certain fears and challenges that will be put ahead of him or in front of him. And some could be deliberated to test his resilience, his strength, his ability, and so on. What else is underlying that we might need to understand that he's going through? We have the 2 of Cups and the Star. New bond and new relationship that he'll have to accustom to, accept, and adhere to. Who is the new relationship? The 2 of Cups is following us. Right? From 2 previous readings, you would know who the 2 of Cups is. Right? And who is the Star? One that has already ascended. So these are his underlying issues. I am having to embrace something that's new, which he's not happy to do, knowing that there's something he misses dearly. And of course, that sitting next to the Tower was a sudden shock for him already, but it's not official, it's not public, it's not out there, but it is there every day in his face. He's viewing it. What Is there anything that we need to be concerned about him in terms of his mental state, emotional state, his physicality? Is he hiding something or keeping something that maybe he's dealing with that we need to help at this particular time? What is showing up for him? We have the Queen of Swords. All right, so he is being given a lot of instruction in dictation. And I do feel it is a feminine figure that is taking up a role. Yes, it is. Spirit is showing. Look at the Star card. Somebody else is taking up that role. New role. It is part of this Two of Cups. Right? This figure is no longer there. So there is another person taking up the role. And she does have black hair or dark colored hair. And in both the pictures, it's showing up that as a person, new person in the home, new person in my life that is taking that role. So is he rejecting this internally, I suppose, but is he externalizing it, as it, expressing it? I don't want it, I don't like it. Is he venting it externally? He is, because the World card is external. It's out there, it's public, you know. So that's what he's doing. He wants to tell the world, I don't want it, I'm not happy with it. Right? Seven of Cups is all that confusion, that difficulty that he's having to endure and deal with it in different levels, different ways. Remember, this is not the only scenario. He's having to be schooled and be prepared for a line of succession, and of course have to deal with this on top of that. So he wants to vent and just say, I've had enough, I don't want this, I'm not happy about it. Another 7. So very much his head and his heart is showing the challenges. And I've seen a 22. I've been asked to look at the clock and look at a 22. What's significant about the 22? His date of birth. His actual date. He's born on the 22nd. Yes, I remember that. 22nd, and he's in 11 years old. And I did say in one of my readings, and I've just seen the 11 seconds on the 23 as well. He's in a master vibration year and a double master vibration date, and that together becomes the 33 of the Christed energy. So we are being called to help him walk the path of the Christed consciousness, of a higher mastered vibration. He should not be allowed to give in to the darkness, but he won't do that willingly. They will chase behind him. They will source him. They will continually manipulate, and we need to anchor that to help him stay in the light and of the light. What are the plans for him at this time? 10 of Wands. Right? He will be carrying a burden, a great burden, and he is carrying one at this time. He's carrying a lot of weight on his shoulders, a lot of pain, a lot of difficulty, and he's not even sure that he can get on with it and go ahead with it. He's not physically strong and mentally strong, let alone emotionally strong. Whatever is being put forward, his mind is not centered enough to take it all in. he puts it behind him. He listens to what's being said and he puts it behind him. He's struggling at this time to analyze it and to identify how he needs to handle it or tackle it. It's too much. He's being bombarded. That is what's being shown. So he is struggling and with this weight that is sitting on his shoulder, that's in his life, and all that he's being told is what he's being groomed and prepared for, what's to come. It's too much for him. He's not ready for it. Well, not yet, and I doubt he will be when the time comes in its totality. Because remember, he's dealing with underlying issues, and these underlying issues are not going away anytime soon. So, Six of Pentacles. Balancing. It's not to take, it's just that I've seen it. Right, so I have the Seven of Coins again. Right, so this is his work that's cut out for him, laid out for him, that he has got to achieve certain goals and tasks over and above what he is learning as part of school. Is now the urgency to bring him into this path of grooming and preparation and preparedness. Page of Pentacles. This is who he wants to be. This is who he wants to be. He still wants to be that young, innocent, playful, magical somebody. Right, you can be a normal child, but unfortunately, he's been prepared for that. He's got to mature and grow up very quickly. See, he's being groomed to dabble in the magic. He will be groomed very soon to dabble in that. To face the beast. Well, the dog's not the beast, but because it's an animal, I am giving you the reflection where things are going to be put in front of him that he's not going to be happy with, and he's got to have to face the fears. All right. Judgment. Right, he doesn't have a choice here. He's judging the situation, and the situation's being judged for him. He's not a happy chappy. This is not what he wants to do. This is not what he wants to do. And he keeps getting this banquet in front of him, the display in front of him. It's going to be lovely and wonderful. You can have this, and you will own this, and you will be able to instruct, and you will be able to get your way, have your way. So isn't that fantastic? So all these ideas are going out with that to pretty it up, right? Say one day you will own this and you will have that. He's not interested. So he's judging it. Do I actually want it? He's afraid. But he's being pacified with the external image and impressions of the luxuries, so that he will build up his strength on all levels to accept it, to participate in it. All right, so I will take another deck, and very quickly I ask Spirit to tell us how critical is this in the now, that we need to be giving it attention? How critical is this in the now? Ace of Swords. It is critical, right? It is the truth. It is what is cast out there. Their word is final. It's God's word, right? So they are definitely probing with strength and asserting their will on his mind and preparing him mentally for this, that this is what the gods want. This is what our lineage is. This is what history is. My entire deck fell apart in about 4 parts. So definitely something strong. 4 is Emperor energy, stability. They want to keep the entire system together, intact. And of course, they're pushing him into that power of thought. But he is being challenged by these choices that are made for him that he's not happy with. And he is dealing with this blindly in a literal sense. He doesn't want to address it, look at it, want it, need it. He doesn't. It's like, please, do I have to do this? He's afraid because he knows already what is happening. He's afraid of the day might come that he will be engaged in such difficulty and challenges and having to react the way he has witnessed some of the episodes in his life. And he knows a lot more now with all that's been contrived. So he is afraid to participate in things like that going forward. Give us one more. Justice. Well, he doesn't want it. He really doesn't want it. He hopes for the truth and nothing but the truth to come out and to put this behind him. At the bottom, his heart is crying. Right? He is depressed. He is sad. He is grieving. He is mourning. He is withdrawn. It is something his heart is not set out for. He does not want this. He wants justice. We've got Ace of Swords, 2 of Swords, and the Justice card, which very much is a grand sword in itself with 2 scales. So how do we help him? Of course, by sending light and protection. Right, Magician. Right, let's have a look and see. We've got 3 cards here, and I'll stop the reading here after. The Magician, the High Priestess, and the Sun. Right, use the tools that we all have by intention, vision, love light to manifest the magic around him, the light, the protection, the healing. We've got the tools that we can use to build him, to make him stronger, not to undertake these dark agendas, but for him to start healing, because the wounded child eventually becomes a wounded adult and remains there. We need to heal his wounds to help him. Right? The past cannot change, but we can comfort him. The High Priestess is the prayer, the intention that we must use from the sacred wisdom of our hearts to help release the healing to him, and at the same time hold the vision for divine justice, divine intervention, divine truth to surface and bring out the secrets, the dark secrets. Right? The light is what will bring the joy and the happiness back to him. He doesn't have to know where it's coming from. He doesn't have to know who's sending it. He needs to know in his heart that he can find the peace to make decisions and choices and defeat the darkness by the light, the joy, the happiness that we can surround him with. And this is the 3 major cards from the deck that are showing up the power that we can utilize to shift the consciousness here. And who knows, by the time he sits, we could have extinguished all the darkness, and he will sit there a stronger man with love and light in his heart if we help him heal now, so that he can lead authentically. There's still many years, but in the interim, there's a grooming that we must stop with the dark agenda, that whatever is taking place or will take place will either be cancelled or harmonized with light, that it will not have a detrimental effect on him. And we can give the dark a slip, like we are doing with what we sing, all the distortions and doctrine that's taking place already. We can do this, and I ask you to join me and bring about the light in his life, the happiness and the joy. And the Sun card sits on top of the Justice card. And how beautiful is that? We've got the Judgment. We've got 3 major arcanas here sitting, overlapping each other. Judgment, Justice, and the Sun. We have the power. Let's do this. Thank you so much. Thank you. I love you, bless you, and thank you. Till next.